welcome the first speaker of the affirmative team.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Allow us to introduce our group. We are from Senior High School number 1, Gandapura. Our first, Honorable Jackman, Honorable my friend from a negative team, Honorable all audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the first speaker from affirmative team. My second speaker is Muhammad Iksan. And my third speaker is Maisara. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are from affirmative team strongly agree with the motion today. The motion today is this house will resume teaching Indonesian language at school. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesian is the language of the born easy to learn. But, ladies and gentlemen, especially by people out there, an example is the use of English versus Indonesian as in the example below. Ladies and gentlemen, she is okay, he is fine, or he is not fine. Ladies and gentlemen, outsider who studied Indonesian might be title confused using the word where. In addition, sometimes the word like I should more rigid when we are talking with peers than with the world. B. The number of rules is the Indonesian language is good and right, but in speaking and writing, not. For example, in the Indonesian we know of EED, writing would and syntax row use complex sentence on sound. Ladies and gentlemen, the existence of phrases that are often used in Indonesian, so we have to understand what the meaning of the phrase. It is very difficult for a student. Example, green table and crude. And it has to be promoted as one of the international language because we are still lagging behind in some areas such as technology and economy, in which two things are the one of the criteria used in easing the feasibility of language that is used on international language. But Indonesian language is very difficult to learn or student. We have mother language and we should follow what mother teach to us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to be promoted as one of international language because we are still living behind in some areas such as technology and economy. But it is very difficult for us in which two things are one of the criteria used in the using the feasibility of the language that is used on international language. Ladies and gentlemen, we are from affirmative team strongly agree with the motion today. Thank you.
The first speaker of the affirmative team spent the time 3 minutes 30 seconds. So now please welcome the first speaker of the negative team.
first people is the people that can master international language. They will have a lot of income from foreign people when they interact with all of them. And we know that the people who master international language, they can master the word because they know what the problem in the foreign state. And now we know that in this motion, we do not talk much what is Indonesian language and how the advantages of Indonesian language. So here, we should talk how the government team or the Almuslim team to receive teaching Indonesian language at school. It is best. Okay, here we can talk here because we know that it is the purpose of the government to increase the ability of students. We know that the government team use scope of this motion. And now we are, the opposition side, would like to use the scope of this motion in senior high school, international school in Indonesia. So it is our scope is for the motion to be. We know that. Why? Now I would like to tell you the first speaker for opposition team concerning mechanisms, second speaker concerning solution, and the third speaker would like to train for mechanisms and solution in the design. Before we write and implement this rule or this proposal, I would like to change the planning when the government would like to run this solution and when the government would like to run this solution. The government would like to plan the next school years. That's why when the government would like to use and would like to train, would like to employ this rule in the next school years, they can use this. We know that in the next school years is best way because in international school we can train for 4 months. The next for 4 months we can train in the next school year. This is in 2015 to 2016. This is the best way the government would like to make planning in this role. Before government makes planning, government would like to make meeting with House of Representatives member and the Minister of Education in Indonesia. They would like to make this whole and when we would like to train, when the government would like to consult, and when the government would like to invite the English teachers. We know that here the government would like to receive or the teaching Indonesian language with international language is English language. When the government would like to invite this English language, the government would like to invite it for foreign country like United States or in United Kingdoms. The government would like to use and invite it to go. Government would like to selection all of this because we know that there are a lot of foreign people or foreign teachers who want to come in Indonesia to teach a lot of students in international school. They would like to teach all of them, and when government selection who the best, and when they have a lot of the best, they can go to this school, and when they can teach international language at a school. And you see that before in the next school years, the government or the headmaster in the school would like to give a nurse in the international school because we know that in these announcements in international school, the government do not use Indonesian language in the principal language because before that, the next or 2 years ago in international language, international school in Indonesia like Raffles International School still use Indonesian language, but no, the next school year they didn't use. It is the announcement of the government. If the parent did not give their child in the international school, they can go to the public school because in public school they still use the Indonesian language in the learning process. And the school after the parents would like to not and like to invite them, would like to join in the international school. They would like to have a meeting with headmaster and a lot of committee in the school. The inviting or the meeting is to tell how to speak English. So here, the headmaster would like to ask to a lot of parents or when the children speak English or use English in the national school, they can have sanction for the headmaster. Because in this sanction, the government, the parent or a lot of schools would like to give. They should not speak Indonesian. When this sanction that the parents should pay fine to the school when they would like to study and to learn English, to learn Indonesian language at school. It is the sanction when when the students still use Indonesian language at school. And we know that before the government made this planning, there are a lot of organized this planning. And the disorganized this government would like to check and to make new team in the school. The headmaster can monitor a lot of students in national school because we know that in the first grade, second grade, and third grade, there are more than 200 or 300 students in the school. We don't believe the headmaster can monitor. One headmaster can monitor 1,300 students, but here the government would like to make teams. In this team, especially English teachers and a lot of content in the school. In this team, there are 25 people. 25 people in the school. When volunteers would like to use this and they can monitor a lot of teachers in the school. When there are a lot of students still use Indonesian language, they can do something like this. This is organized. And when the students they do not like to study English, there are a lot of motivators in the school. In this motivator would like to ask to a lot of students why they do not speak English, but they can speak English in this selection. And the next is, and the last is, how they can speak English, because we know that in the selection international school, the student part of school would like to give selection when they do not like, and they cannot speak English. A lot of teachers and a lot of content in school, they cannot pass in international school. But when the government would like to run this planning and mechanism and a lot of organized, we believe that by easily the government would like to receive teaching Indonesian language at a school, because it is the best way first. By the planning the next school years, when the government would like to use it, we believe that this will in the international school. Thank you very much.
The first speaker of the negative team spent the time 7 minutes 5 seconds. So now please welcome the second speaker of the affirmative team.
Okay, thanks. Honorable gentlemen, honorable opponent for negative team and all audience. First speaker from negative team that Indonesian language is important to increase ability students. But we know we always speak Indonesian language at home, school, and other places. So I think students not much learn Indonesian language at school. We heard Indonesian language every day at home, schools, and other public places. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesian language is mother language, so we can study at home. Our parents teach me Indonesian language. Our parents teach us how to speak Indonesian well. There is so much other subject most important than Indonesian language must be learned at school, like economic, biology, math, and other. Indonesian language, like Aceh language, we don't learn at high school because that is mother language. We can learn at home. At home, we speak Indonesian well. At school, we speak Indonesian well. So what for? We must learn something that we can do. When we learn Indonesian language at school, that is so powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, first, we should improve our technology, our economic, and our environment, not our language. Like English, their success in technology, their success in economic, and their success in environment. Because of that, English is famous nation in the world. And now, all peoples in the world know English. Ladies and gentlemen, now their language, we know their language that is not cause they promote their language, but that cause their economic and their technology. So that we are from affirmative team is very agree with the motion today. This house is teaching Indonesian language at school. Because every day we teach Indonesian language, every day we heard Indonesian language. Anyway, like English, their success in technology. their success in economic and their success in environment. Because of that, English is famous nation in the world, and now all peoples in the world know English. Now their language, we know the language that is not cause they promote their language, but that cause their economic and technology. This is advantage of Indonesian language. First, Indonesian is the language of the brothers easy to learn, especially by people of that an example is the use of English Indonesian as an example. The existence of phrases that are often used in Indonesian, so we have to understand what the meaning of the phrase. So only from me, thank you.
The second speaker of the affirmative team spent the time 3 minutes 15 seconds. So now, please welcome the second speaker of the negative team.
In the modern era, people or the students should master English as well as the people as the native speaker in English. And we as the government, we as the negative team, we would like to give our proposal, and that is include our mechanism and our solution for raising teaching in Indonesian English at school. With respect the affirmatives proposal is not effective because first, why you say you agree with this motion? As we know that this motion is household facing teaching Indonesian language at school, but you did not give up about your proposal, about your mechanism, about your solution, about how you can resume teaching Indonesian language at school. And if you talk about in public school, we should resume teaching Indonesian language at school. You should take your attention about our scope and our parameter. As the first speaker from our team said that our parameter and our scope is in international school, not in the public place, as you said before. And you see that if you believe and you agree with recently in Indonesian English at school, you can you say the people will improve the technology, the economic, the environment of the student in the school. But you didn't mention us. How could the people improve the technology, the economy, and the environment? If after the student receive after the government receive Indonesian English at school, Indonesian language at school, and they believe that they should the people or the student in Indonesia should receive teaching Indonesian English at school to master English or the foreign language at school. But you didn't mention us. How could you resign? How about your mechanism to resign the teaching Indonesian language at school? And we believe that in this motion we just talk about this household. In this household motion, we should include our mechanism and our solution after you resign the teaching Indonesian language at school. And you also said that they use Indonesian language in the daily conversation, but you didn't give us a proof or a strong evidence how and why the people should not learn, should receive teaching Indonesian language at school. And the last point I got from the affirmative team is you said that how the student in Indonesia should master foreign language, but they didn't mention how would the mechanism and the solution of after the government of Indonesia is teaching Indonesian language at school. And now I'm going to tell you about our solution. And as the first speaker from our team stated that our mechanism, you could see that the mechanism from our team is so clear. You could see that our mechanism on our first speaker speech is so clear, and you can take how easy it can be by the government of Indonesia. And we all believe that the solution after the government recent teaching Indonesian language at school is replace the Indonesian language at school with the English language at school. And we believe that Indonesian language do not need for more, but English language is needed by the people or the student in Indonesia. And we believe that English language at school in Indonesia is to help the student to master the word before the student should master the word. They should master English. They should master English first to receive teaching Indonesian language at school. And back to our solution to replace Indonesian language at school with the English language. Then Indonesian teacher directed to the public school from the international school. And as we know, international school is using English in their daily conversation. But in the international school, the people or the student do not use the Indonesian as well as in the public school. Some of the Indonesian teacher that directed to the public school from the international school should be directed to the counseling subject. We know counseling subject in 2013 is needed by the people, by the student to have a good behavior and good character on the school. So after the government directed the Indonesian teacher from the public school, from the international school to the public school to teach the student in the international school about mastering English, then the teachers that selected to international school should teach him about the English language, that needed by the student in international school. And then from our speech, we have to conclude the first on the plan after the government, after our team, our first speaker speech, tell you about the mechanism of our proposal to receive teaching English language at school. Then the people or the school should do the socialization with the parents who have agreed to receive the teaching English language at the school. And then the second is to organizing that this plan is working properly. This proposal should be organized by the authority of education department in each region in Indonesia. And the executive is from the executive part. The teacher of Indonesian language at the school should be directed from the international school to the public school, and the controlling can be done by the headmaster and education head, and the last thing, from the supervising can be done by the education head of the region and of the government of Indonesia. And we ask the negative team. We believe that our proposal is so effective to receive teaching Indonesian language at school, and we agree. And we believe that this proposal will work properly if the government implement this proposal to our country, Indonesia. Thank you.
The second speaker of the negative team spent the time 7 minutes 10 seconds. So now please welcome the third speaker of the affirmative team.
My name is Maisara. I am the speaker from affirmative team. Here, today, we are from affirmative team strongly agree about the motion today. Resign teaching Indonesian language at school. Because in the world now, Indonesian language is so easy to learn. We can learn in home and anywhere. And now, Indonesian language is hard to be promoted as one of the international language in fact. Indonesian language is very difficult we are promoted from international because we are still lagging behind in some areas such as technology and economy. in which the things are the one of the criteria used in assessing the feasibility of language that is uses an international language. In Indonesian language, many students lazy to learn Indonesian language because learning Indonesian language is very boring. So, for what we learning Indonesian language? Students know student is very boring to learning Indonesian language. So, my first speaker talking about the Indonesian language is it's hard to be promoted as one of the international language. It is very in fact from in the world. So if we can communicate with foreign people with the same language, so it will be easier to understand one of the other. For example, the Indonesian people talking with the Chinese people, if we are told we are Indonesian language, of course they will be confused that. But if we are speak which same language is English language, it is good. Chinese people not be confused from there. So if Richard teacher teaching language at Indonesian school, we could study other subjects like English language. And thank you for your attention. It's fun.
The third speaker of the affirmative team spent the time 3 minutes. So now please welcome the third speaker of the negative team.
People know that we learn Indonesian language every day, but we can see it's not an effective way to use or to increase the education systems. And as a third speaker, before I come to my point, I will paraphrase something from the affirmative teams. And the first is, they, as the affirmative teams, absolutely should bring the proposal because motion is forceful how to raising teaching Indonesian language. But in the reality, they do not give the proposal and they do not say how to raising it. And as the government, as the opposition teams, we have to give the anti-proposal that have delivered by the first and second speaker that have said the mechanism and solutions. And then second, they said that about the education, they just said about their argument about all people can say, but how to raising it? Because the motion is forceful. We can see it's forceful. It should give the proposal how to bring it, how to raising it, how to accompany it. Absolutely, it should give by the affirmative team, and then as opposition teams, we have to give the anti-proposal that have delivered by the first and second speaker. Let me clarify that the first speaker have said about the mechanisms and the planning, have complete mechanisms. The first is the planning that can be run or implemented in the next school year, and it can be run in senior high school, in international high school. Absolutely, it's clear. And then it can be organized. The Indonesian language teacher can be organized by education regency. That's absolutely clear. And then the executive, we can see how to resign, how to resume teaching Indonesian language. The first is the school can be implement the rule, or in the school the subject, the teaching Indonesian replaced by teaching English language. Absolutely gives socializations. Secondly, gives socializations to the parents or the students. Absolutely can effective way. How can? Because the teacher have prepared effectively how to make or to increase the education in their school, especially in international senior high school. We can see in Indonesia is a developing country using using English language as a foreign language. Absolutely, the government should use the English language as an international language, and it can be run in the international school, especially in senior high school. And then it can be controlled by the teachers' team. The government or the authority of the education in the international senior high school can make a team. They can control how to raising the teaching Indonesian language in that school. Absolutely effective way and clearly, as said by the first speaker. And then the second speaker told you about solutions. We can see the solution after government replaced with the teaching English language. Absolutely, the teaching Indonesian language can be replaced by teaching English language. That is, have a lot of benefit. Can be planning and raising and replace, and can be organized to the English teacher. English teacher can be replaced from the public school. They have an English teacher can be replaced to the international school. It is an effective way to increase education and to improve the ability. Absolutely, there is an proposal and can be executed to the English teacher. English teacher who have a great ability can be replaced to teach in the international senior high school. Absolutely, it can increase the ability of the teacher, and how to raise it in the Indonesian or the government can use the headmaster or head education to control it. We can see a lot of international senior high school still run the Indonesian teaching Indonesian language. But how can that Indonesian is still developing country? Developing country need to more develop and to make a connection to other country. Absolutely, it should run and it should increase the ability of the students to communication to other countries or international language. And then we can see the supervising or executing can be received by the government. The government can receive by give the socialization, as the first speaker have told you that the socialization and give rule. Can give rule to raising, teaching Indonesian language at school. The first before they go to the school, absolutely the school or the authority of that school can have prepared the rule that have told us that the student cannot learn about the teaching Indonesian language. Absolutely effective and clear by our team. But we can see we cannot find from the affirmative team. Affirmative team just say they agree, just agree. But this household, this movement that talking about this household, they should give the proposal. They do not find how to receive it, how to receive the teaching Indonesian language, and that is not an effective way. And then, as the narrative, we strongly push that we should implement the anti-proposal for our team in our countries, because it can increase the ability of our education system, and then it can make our countries more developed in the future. We can see in Indonesia have been implemented every day. But how could raising it? Raising it can be used by the socializations to the parents, to the students. After that, the government who have replaced the teaching Indonesian language can be replaced by the English language to the international senior high school to increase the ability of the students. And absolutely, it can effectively be run by our proposal from the opposite side that can be anti-proposal that can be implemented effectively in our countries as developing country in Indonesia and absolutely in Asia. And then it can be proved in the international senior high school that use the international language such as English language can be replaced to the Indonesian language. Indonesian cannot be used in the international senior high school, but can be replaced by English language. As the opportunities we should run implement and proposal in our countries. Thank you.
The third speaker of the negative team spent the time 7 minutes seconds. So it's time to give reply speech for the negative team. And please welcome the reply speaker of the negative team.
We have been debating the resolution of the decide. We know that government side will tell us how the mechanism of the decide. We know that when they will tell us how the mechanism of decide, so we cannot employ it and we cannot run this role by using the proposal of the government. So here we can write this motion and we can employ this role by using the opposition side. We know that in this debate we would like to tell you the clash of this debate. Here the government would like to write this motion and would like to restrict teaching Indonesian language at a school. So here they do not tell us how to receive and how to receive teaching Indonesian language at a school. So here we do not find you tell us a lot of this. And the resolution is when you would like to use English or international language in this school. So here we can tell you how, and you know how to Indonesian language teachers, how you can move the Indonesian language teachers and when you can move Indonesian language teachers. So here how about Indonesian language teacher? So here let's see that and the clash of over in our team have a lot of mechanisms like you do not have the planning where the government would like to run this with opposition side tell you how the planning of the motion like in the next school year. So here let's see that they do not use the planning of this motion. How they can write this motion, but they didn't use the planning of this motion. And we know that they would like to use it because they can do socialization to the teachers and how they can use in the international school. Let's see that we do not find use mechanism in find parent or do something how to use international language in this school. So let's see that in the opposition side we have invited the parent to discuss this with the part of the school of international school. They would like to discuss when they would like to come and to invite their child in international school. Their child should speak English. So when the child does not speak English and they cannot master international language, they cannot pass in international school. Let's see that in the opposition, in the government side, say they do not have scholarly how to ban or how to raising the decide not to use international language. Let's see that when our clash and when we would like and when the government would like to write our proposal, it is a success proposal. But we have the planning and the next school year. Let's see that when they do not believe in our proposal, they should battle and they should employ or they should give their proposal. So let's see that they do not give their proposal. So here the government team should use this proposal and they should use our proposal. And not think that we have the mechanism and the solution. And the school should give, we have taught you, the school should give sanction to students when they use Indonesian language in this school. So here, when they would like to use a lot of this sanction to this school, the parents should pay the finance to this school when the parent would like to find this school because there are a lot of welfare from the school and for the parents. Let's do that. They are meeting before the child income or before their child is joined in international school, they can invite the school and part of the school and parent faculty. And this we also continue on the resolution is page. When our resolution is taught, when this is the Indonesian language teachers can put in public school and part, there are 40% of all of them can teach all the counseling teachers. Before the counseling teachers, the student, the government will give socialization to all of them, all of these, right? They would like to give sexual education to all of these. All the teachers believe and they can teach all the concerning teachers. And when the government take the finance for the tax of the government, it is our solution of the second sphere, like team, and when we can website and we can see the first, second, or the third speaker of our team, we tell and we write of this motion, like first speaker tell mechanism, and second speaker tell about solution, and the third speaker tell about mechanism and solution. You can see that when we would like to employ of this area, we can see that a lot of students in international school, they can run and they can compare to international school. So we should write, and the government side should go with our proposal. Thank you very much.
Reply speaker of the negative team spend the time 5 minutes 7 seconds. So now the last one, please reply. Please welcome the reply speaker of the affirmative team.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the reply speaker from affirmative team. I am the first speaker and I am the reply speaker, and my second speaker and my third speaker strongly agree with the motion today. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we are from affirmative team can to find the mistakes from the negative team, namely is the first, ladies and gentlemen, they are from negative team not able to observe the restriction that have been given by our team. So, ladies and gentlemen, they are often expressing argument that are off topic. The second, ladies and gentlemen, they are unable to give a clear explanation, so they were not able to say our argument. The third, ladies and gentlemen, they are unable to defend their argument, so yes, that our team can easily say their argument. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the fault of negative team that cannot observe and provide the clear restriction on the motion in this debate. Ladies and gentlemen, we are from affirmative team agree and very agree with the motion today. Thank you.
The reply speaker of the affirmative team spent the time 1 minute 40 seconds. So thank you so much for the debaters that have presented. All the best. You can join your friends right now. And next, the last team in this round, Mas Jamal Alam and Mas Isbahul. Please come forward.